Welcome everyone into the underground for Major League Wrestling here on Reels. My name is Joe Dombrowski. Joining me, as always, is Matt Stryker, and we are being joined in the early moments by the controversial, by the polarizing, by the outspoken real one. And I'll be honest with you, Matt, I'm surprised to see this much pep in the step of the certified G. We all remember what happened a week ago when a real one was defeated, pinned in the middle of the ring by Microman. And breaking news, MLW CEO Court Bauer has just signed a big one. The first ever dumpster match in MLW. Real one, Manslaughter, Microman, and Matthew Justice throw down and get filthy in South Philly next week. Is Real One going to the trash where he belongs, Matt?
How can you not like this guy? He's a party in a jersey. Like, look at him.
He's obnoxious. He's overbearing.
I bet you he's great to hang out with.
He's a loudmouth.
You did not hang out with guys like this in high school. I promise you.
No, by design, I did not. No, trust me, that did not happen.
By design.
Try telling Mance Warner how entertaining this guy is.
My name is one that everybody knows. Cause I'm a certified G and I don't need ID. And everybody knows, thanks to me, MLW is now on TV. Bada boom, Reels Network to the moon. The entire Major League Wrestling roster is about to go on the realest ride on the Real One rocket. Straight to the moon, people. Prepare for launch. And that includes you, Microman. Microman, burning out of Nino day alone. And I think I'm gonna have 0 dimes. Cause if I had a dime for every time Microman was allowed to ride a roller coaster, I would have 0 dimes. That's because, Microman, there's only one word to describe you, and I'm gonna spell it out for you. D-W-A-R-F, dwarf.
Oh, God.
That doesn't excuse the fact that you've been talking crap. Microman, you've been running your mouth. Luckily for you, MLW is not an amusement park. So you can hop in a ring and get on this ride. And unfortunately for you, Mance Warner, MLW is not a trailer park. But in the first ever fatal 4-way dumpster elimination match, Microman, I'm gonna beat you bloody. And then I'm gonna hold Microman's little newborn baby looking bloody ass in the air. And then once again, I'm gonna sing to him like Simba in The Lion King. Ah, Sabenya, Shibarabi, Barabo. Boom. I'm gonna drop him into disposable bin for feminine napkins. You're a little Microman, and Mance, you don't stand a chance at the dance, Mance. I'm gonna tell you right now.
All you need to do is invoke the name of
Wait a minute, what's that sound?
No!
Is that a chainsaw?
Mance Warner's not coming empty-handed!
Hold on here. You're not coming in.
Real One may be looking to take out the trash, but Mance may be looking to carve somebody up.
Oh, that's one of those little ones, too. It's not going to come off in one shot. You got to keep going back 2, 3, 4 times.
Oh, you can smell that old motor over here. And Real One wants no part of Mance Warner. Wait a minute, that's Matthew Justice. That's the one-man militia.
It's getting incredibly dangerous out here.
All right, Real One just
Wouldn't you? Dude, these guys are crazy. Yo, you're in a bad spot.
Real one was trapped. He was cornered.
Get out.
Matt Justice and Mance Warner. Two of the most bloodthirsty athletes there are. And now Real One, he's got a weapon of his own. Wait.
Why isn't it coming?
Oh, Microman! He found Microman's weapon of choice.
No. Oh, no.
Microman's gonna win. The dumpster nuts, look out. Justice, Warner, all pursuing Real One.
Microman called his friend Oscar, said, hey, can I stay in the room?
What a moment here, Real One trying to hijack the broadcast, and Mance Warner, Matthew Justice, and yeah, Microman, all stand tall. What's gonna happen when these four athletes meet in the first ever four-way MLW dumpster match?
I cannot wait.
And yeah, Microman's kendo stick, it's gonna be 100% legal. Mance Warner, Matthew Justice, gonna be able to do whatever they want. No disqualifications coming up in a week's time. And Matt, a toast to the downfall of Real One. And we're just getting started here in the Underground.
Get up and represent. This is our violent solution. This is our disease. I'm violent with you, 'cause you're violent with me. This is our violent solution. This is how we do. You're the wrong man, don't forget it. I hate you till the end. Enemies benefit.
A wild crowd here is in South Philadelphia to see the Underground, including the middleweight champion Lindsay Dorado defending against Delirious, and a whole lot more. Let's go straight to the ring.
The upcoming contest of the card scheduled for one fall. It is a hardcore match. Introducing first, from the great state of Iowa, weighing in at 250 pounds, he is the boss of the plains, the one called Manders.
Raven, last week you sent a bunch of those gas mask goons to attack me. That was the stupidest thing you could have done. I want you in the war chamber.
Hammer announced to the world he wants retribution, but he's not coming alone. An alliance with the Second Gear crew gives Hammer much-needed backup, and they, along with the Calling, will be locked in the war chamber in just 2 weeks, right here on the Underground. But tonight, right now, a sneak preview of what War Chamber may look like. One member from each team, and it's gonna get violent.
And his opponent, from Lordstown, Ohio, weighing in at 306 pounds, Ricky Shane Page.
One of the most fearless athletes I've ever seen, who has no regard for his own body, no regard for his own sense of self, as long as it means inflicting pain on another human being. And we're not wasting any time.
How appropriate, Lordstown, Ohio. That's where he comes from, huh?
And certainly at ringside is Akira, and we recently learned the missing piece to the puzzle, the perverse, diabolical Raven. And Manders and Ricky Shane Page, a couple of hosses hooking it up. But man, just an unsettling feeling anytime these men,
Good fake.
these guys in the gas mask, Akira, Raven, Manders on top now in the ring, 2 count only. And you see, it's kind of a bloody spike that Ricky Shane Page had taken from that just disgusting table, and look into those eyes. Eyes are the window to the soul, but you look in those eyes.
There is no soul.
Yeah, you see soulless.
No, there's no soul.
And look out. Yeah. Raven took pride in that. Raven took great pride in that. Everything I've heard from these men, it's been trust in Raven. It's been Raven as the savior. It's been Ricky Shane Page, and they're looking.
society has finally caught up to me. What I was doing 20 years ago, I was alone in the wilderness. Now, people are destroying each other. It's hatred, greed. It's my moment. I was ahead of my time. Now you're getting to hear me espouse my beliefs.
Some people just want to watch the world burn, right?
Yeah, I don't know how much of that you guys heard, but Raven calling himself ahead of his time, and he now has other like-minded individuals that can share as he spreads misery and pain and destruction and agony to everybody around him.
Except for my people, except for my followers, those I'm going to help. I'm going to trust in Raven.
I mean, this is just
Raven
drawing parallels to how society is today, where everyone is so angry and they hate one another. Raven loves that.
Yeah.
Oh, but he keeps saying that he's your savior. He's your savior. I mean, that's a messianic complex.
He's not my savior, I'll tell you that. But Raven gets pleasure through watching other people in pain. He wants to spread the same misery he feels for the rest of the world.
Speaking of other people in pain, Ricky Shane Page and Manders, hang on.
You already feel it. You already feel my misery. That's why my time is now.
Well, I don't want to dissect that anymore. We can let that speak for himself. His time is now. Everybody's already felt this misery. I want to talk about Manders for a minute, Matt, and the fact that we saw Ricky Shane Page and Mance Warner in a hell of a war a number of weeks ago. Ricky Shane Page the victory, but before Mance Warner was a victim, like the Killer Crosses or the Gangrels or the dozens of others, Mance made a call to his friends. They're called the second gear crew. It's because that's their mindset. They always kick it into second gear, whether it's violence, whether it's drinking on the road, whether it's traveling the miles, whether it's just getting into a bar fight. Whatever they do, they put all themselves into it. Manders, Mance Warner, and Matthew Justice have been that crew for so many years now, and Manser turned to his not his blood brothers, but certainly his brothers on the road when he needed somebody to watch his back, but at what cost, knowing that Manders has to face this daunting presence himself?
These are great questions. The answers are unknown. You see Akira and Raven whispering to one another as this monster Ricky Shane Page can only imagine what is in that bag.
Manders.
I have some clues.
Manders is cut. I don't think that'll intimidate Manders, but what's in the bag might. And Ricky is laughing. He's taking delight. He's almost giddy by what this visual is.
Look at Manders though.
Manders, the former Iowa Hawkeye fullback. A walk-on that turned into a 5-year run as one of the best fullbacks in the history of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Manders has overachieved and overcome odds in his life before.
Bro, that means nothing in an MLW locker room. It's all well and good, but come on.
Hey, I'm just telling you this guy's tough.
Okay.
That doesn't mean he can survive this. That doesn't mean he can fight with thumbtacks, but we're gonna find out if he can fight with thumbtacks, because we got a few thousand laid across our Bet Online canvas.
You'll be picking those out of your boots for months.
Manders has always been gritty. He's always earned everything he's got.
God, they're stuck in him. That is a human being.
Dozens and dozens of puncture wounds. And that was 306 pounds of pressure drilled into the thumbtacks.
And now I'm just thinking, like, the mat's dirty, there's sweat, I mean, infection. Ugh, the germaphobe in me just loathes this.
Listen, if there's anybody who can compete on this level, it's the second gear crew. And that was a variation of the Hawkeye Stampede. But is it going to be enough? Manders the cover. Ricky kicks out. What will it take to keep one of these men down? The violence continues after this. Back in the underground, Manders and Ricky Shane Page one-on-one, no rules, War Chamber preview. Ricky saw it coming, man.
Oak tree of a leg. Man, Ricky's quick. You know, you don't realize how fast he is. Good footwork.
And oh man, but he rolled over into the tacks. Sacrificing his own body to inflict damage when Manders kicks out.
I could be wrong, but it looked like Manders may have spit up a little blood right on impact. The Zoftig one, Ricky Shane Page, came crashing down.
Hang on,
your buddy's coming back.
Oh my God.
Oh, dude, he's giving you a card?
Me?
Dude, that is not good. You need to move away from me right now. Raven just handed you one of those cards.
Matt, can you keep this in your
Yeah,
wallet?
dude, don't even
Please,
touch me.
Listen,
I'm still a wrestler. I can beat you up, buddy.
I don't want it. I'm not a wrestler. I got a fleet of lawyers, pal. This match continues, but oh man, Ricky Shane Page and Manders.
Oh, nice.
Listen, this Hive can't look over here because they got their hands full, whether they want to acknowledge it or not. Manders, and there's that steel cowbell.
More cowbell.
Oh, outside the head. Steel to Skull. Skull will lose out, and Manders could be looking lariat. And Page still with steel in his back, and no kick out. And Matt, every time Ricky Shane Page hits that canvas back first, those thumbtacks get embedded deeper and deeper.
And every time the one called Manders' heart beats, blood spurts out more and more. Don't you love MLW?
That's the merciless, cold, callous, sadistic environment created by this Hive. I don't know what goes through the mind of Akira and Raven to be watching this so calmly, so coldly, so emotionlessly, as Manders has now found a table. Could Manders be the one to finally put a dent in the proverbial armor of this Hive?
It's a great question, and we are about to find the answer here in this hardcore match.
Ricky Shane Page hasn't moved in quite some time.
You know, think of all the wars that have gone on in this building. The blood and the sweat that is mixed into the cement here.
30 years of history.
What these two men are doing in this building, that's not lost on them.
No. No!
By the way, the leg on that table does not look sturdy.
You saw Raven looking on.
There you go, Ricky.
But Raven saying that he was ahead of his time in so many of those battles once upon a time in the 90s. He was a loner, he was by himself, but now he's found like-minded individuals to share in his vision.
Yeah, okay. It's a cult-like phenomenon.
Well, I don't know if that's the way to put it, because Ricky Shane Page and Akira, I don't think needed much convincing. But
what's going on here?
Oh, you can see the welts on Manders.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Ricky Shane Page.
The picture tells 1,000 words.
As Manders goozled by the throat. Manders is biting Page to get free.
The mistake. The mistake.
Chair to Skull.
Manders is trying to get away. I've never seen anything like that.
Wood and steel and wreckage on top of Manders, and then now that sick SOB's laughing.
How innovative.
Reaction, and Page a cover, and thank God that's over.
Winner of this contest, Ricky Shane Page.
Brings a tear to Raven's eye.
What kind of remorseless, vile couple of human beings do you have to do to react to that?
I know there's a man from this building known as the innovator of violence, but what we just saw, that was innovative. Normally you see someone put through a table, but someone under a table, much different, much more sadistic.
Our Bet Online replay shows you the lengths these men will go to inflict pain on one another. However, what are they capable of inside the most dangerous structure known to MLW? War Chamber. We'll find out in just 2 weeks. And what's that same calling card we referenced earlier? In the mouth of Manders. Manders isn't going to lay down and take that loss in stride. And Manders is hitting everybody. And Ricky Shane Page is still wanting to fight.
Yeah, but Manders needs help, man. He is outnumbered.
We all need help to get this thing stopped. I know the second gear crew well, and they're not going to back down. They're not going to quit. They're not going to tuck tail. And it looks like this Hive doesn't know the meaning of the words either. Last week, Alex Kane blinded Davey Boy Smith Jr. and stole a victory. Next week could be a day of reckoning. The ropes will come down, but will the Bulldogs still go to Suplex Island? Find out as the first ever no ropes catch wrestling match in MLW history comes your way next week. But first, international tag titles at stake. Let's go to the ring.
Fall it is for the Dragon Gate Open Twin Gate Championship. Introducing first the challengers, the team of Ray Jazz and Little Guido, the full-blooded Italians FBI.
history here in this next matchup with international tag team championships on display and on the line. Little Guido Maritato, a two-time former tag team champion as part of the FBI in a prior era with Tracy Smothers and Tony Mamaluke as tag team partners. But Ray Jazz, 27 years old, NCAA.
They are the Dragon Gate Open Twin Gate Champions. The team of Kizzy and the Big Boss Shimizu.
What up, MLW? We are natural vibes from the breeze. Hey!
They're fans, to be honest with you. I think Guido's more of a Jerry Vale kind of, you know, Vic Damone kind of guy.
Maybe a little Sinatra?
Oh, nice.
Nice heel kick by Ray Jazz. As I was mentioning earlier, 27 years of age, NCAA All-American. He's competed as far away as Germany, Prague, and the Czech Republic. And, by the way, when he was a collegiate champion, he got the 3.8 GPA. So he's got a brain on his shoulders, too.
There you go. You know, you're talking my language. But I will say this, cover here now.
Guido on top, 2 count only.
Between Guido and Ray Jazz, you have 2 pound-for-pound excellent mat wrestlers. Great technicians in the ring. It's interesting to see what Natural Vibes will be able to bring here.
This is Kizzy in the ring right now, just tagging out to Big Boss Shimizu. They are the reigning Dragon Gate Open the Twin Gate Championship. It's their version of a tag team championship. Big Boss has been 6-time champion. Yeah.
Can Guido get it? No, nice. Big boy, we able to roll out there.
Oh, we've talked before about Guido's history fighting in Japan, UWFI. He knows what it's like to challenge a style like this.
Of course.
Oh, look at the strength of Shimizu, but Ray Jazz from behind as Jazz and his godfather, Little Guido, with a double team.
Oh, big boy.
Big Boss is innovative, frenetic. The Dragon Gate style we've talked about, as is Kizzy, and the tag has been made. Kizzy, a former 7-time Open the Triangle Gate champion, that's their Trios Championship. Former Open the Brave Gate Championship, that's their top title.
Did you say 7 times?
7 times.
Wow.
The original co-founder of the Natural Vibes faction is Kizzy. Shimizu, a new member as of 2021, but right now it doesn't matter. What matters is Jazz sending Kizzy into the guardrail. The tag titles are in jeopardy. Stay with us. Back in the underground, FBI challenging Dragon Gate Tag Team Champions, Natural Vibes. The history being made here one way or the other. This title defense here at South Philadelphia, 2300 Arena, corner of Swanson and Rittner. But what happens if Guido and Ray Jazz win the titles and everybody in Japan's talking? Kizzy the crossbody. Shoulders down for 2.
I guess Guido and Jazz are on a plane to Japan.
Natural Vibes have been these Open the Twin Gate champions since the month of December as Jazz tagged back in. I think Ray Jazz has such a big upside. I think there's so much to him.
Yes, but the disrespect, though, that, you don't like to see that. You know, you see it with a lot of young fighters today. They're very big-headed. I don't want to see that from Ray.
There's a cover to Cal.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Near fall in this historic inter-promotional matchup, title fight, Dragon Gate versus Major League Wrestling. Tag back into Guido. Do you think some of that attitude is instilled in him by the Godfather, Little Guido?
Of course it is. But at the same time, you know, we are a product of our environment, a product of our influences.
And a matchup like this, exclusive here to Reels, exclusive in the underground. Oh, Guido gets the knee up. Could be Sicilian slice. Kizzy out of the way.
Now this is the opportunity that the champs need. A lot of distance to cover. Guido is far closer to his corner than Casey Wyatt's.
And here comes Ray Jazz, and here comes the big boss.
Is it Kizzy or Casey Wyatt?
I'm going by the ring announcer, said Kizzy. Oh, a body block. And there's a cover. 2 count only.
Barely got out from underneath the weight of the big boss.
Yeah, and Guido elevated with a one-man flapjack.
He's had a few of those in his time.
Big Boss, a 10-year pro. Kizzy, a 16-year pro. But man, you wouldn't tell by how rapidly they're moving. Oh, Jazz got the elbow. Ray Jazz got caught.
Oh, we're gonna see the power now.
Oh, standing version of that shot put.
Oh, lots of impact.
Rapid fire. Frog splash, what impact.
Winners of this matchup, Natural Vibes.
Natural Vibes victorious. And Matt, I love to see it week after week. That relationship, and with it, that spirit of competition that exists between Dragon Gate and Major League Wrestling. We've seen titles change hands from side to side. We've seen some international dream matches, but tonight it's about the Natural Vibes continuing their reign as Open the Twin Gate Tag Team Champions.
Yep, here in Major League Wrestling, we don't forbid doors. We open them, and that brings great fights to the fans around the world.
They're a hive, all for me, and me for all. I'm a king with a thorny crown, because I want everyone else to feel my pain. Trust and brave. War is a test of the mind to push you to the breaking point. War is misery. Hammerstone, second gear crew, none of you are ready. War is different. In Carcosa, trust in Raven. I'm a savior, and if you can't realize it, then you don't deserve to play in my garden. What is this? Protection. Protection from you, from your stench. We don't want to be a part of your world anymore. Trust in Raven. Trust in Raven. Trust in Raven. Trust in Raven. I'm your savior. Trust in Raven.
The Trust in Raven, held by Akira and Ricky Shane Page, lead them to war against the second gear crew. Mance Warner, Matthew Justice, Ann Manders, and MLW World Champion Alex Hammerstone. Which side will survive the most treacherous environment in MLW? Find out in 2 weeks, Tuesday, April 18th, right here on Reels. But that's not the only huge match coming to Reels. The Battle Riot has the entire world of wrestling talking. Witness the biggest match in MLW. 40 men, 1 ring, it's time to riot. Tuesday, April 25th, Battle Riot on Reels.
Sam Laterna here. In just moments, I'm going to be speaking with Bon Maillet, calling numbers for the Battle Riot. Are you boys ready?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's spin this.
Stop.
Okay. After you, boys.
A good rummage.
Need a good rummage. Okay, keeping it close to his chest there. Do you... Any comments?
Man, you're being too nosy.
It's my job, Mr. Thomas. No. Okay. Good luck on the Battle Riot.
The upcoming fight on the card is scheduled for one fall. It is for the MLW World Middleweight Championship. Introducing first, from the edge of sanity, weighing in at 186 pounds, Delirious.
Delirious is perhaps the most unpredictable and impulsive athlete up and down the MLW roster, and he could wind up a champion here. Middleweight championship is at stake. Delirious has been in the ring with the middleweight champion recently in 2 different tag situations on opposite ends of the ring, but Delirious has never been pinned by the opposing team. He's always came out relatively unscathed and has earned himself a title shot.
Pro wrestling in and of itself is unpredictable, but now when you incorporate Delirious into the mix, I can't make heads or tails of it.
Well, middleweight title fight coming your way in just a moment. See the focus in the eyes of Delirious. Oh, wait a minute. This is not, let's say, product. This can only mean one thing, and that's the bad child is near. The name Lio Rush has traveled far and wide, and a much different personality, a much different presentation than perhaps in the past. The bad child is a reflection of what he feels the game has done to him.
I figured I'd come out here and interrupt this match because I felt the need to remind everybody that I am the greatest MLW middleweight champion of all time. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the champ is coming out here very shortly. So here is what I am going to do. I'm gonna walk down this ramp. I'm gonna head on over here to commentary, and I'm gonna watch this match just a little bit more closely.
Well, that's not something that we were prepared for, but I don't think Delirious was necessarily prepared for him.
And his opponent, from San Juan, Puerto Rico, weighing in 168 pounds, he is the MLW World Middleweight Champion, Lindsay Dorado.
Let me take this jacket off. Let me get a little bit more comfortable.
All right, as Leo situates himself, we are now joined by the links of Lucha Libre in the form of Lindsay Dorado. Of course, the victory that he attained over Shun Skywalker just a few months ago.
Well, he just locked eyes with Leo. He sees it.
I know you heard what he said. I like that jacket. I like that jacket you got. Even better, I like that title. Yeah.
World middleweight title at stake. The match begins after that.
What's up, man? What's going on? Yeah. I like that. I like that. It looks nice with what you got on. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. I appreciate that, champ.
Hey, Leo, if I may,
Yeah.
we all know you respect the sport. We all know that.
Oh, Delirious from behind.
Come on, man.
Delirious didn't even wait for the bell. Almost beat him right off the chute.
So I want to lean on Leo's expertise here.
Inside cradle for two.
Now, Leo, Lindsay is an agent of change, Delirious an agent of chaos. This is a battle of agents here. Who has the advantage?
I mean, as of right now, it looks like Mr. Lucha Lit's doing too much partying.
Okay.
Because, maybe that partying is,
Now,
getting to his
you look
advantage.
impressed. Are you impressed?
I am impressed.
You can see the focus on the face of Lindsay Dorado. And to Leo's point, Matt, certainly a dominant middleweight champion. Once upon a time referred to himself as the money weight at that point. But Leo, all due respect, Lindsay, nicely done with the arm drag, Lucha style. The competition here at MLW has leveled up, especially here in recent months. How do you think a matchup with Lindsay Dorado or Delirious against yourself would go?
I think that's a question for them. How do they match up against me? How do they prepare to get in the ring with the greatest middleweight champ of all time? That is the question asked for them. Hey, Lindsay, I think you need to stretch out a little bit more. This seems like a match that you need to stretch for. And I didn't see too much stretching. So, hey, Lindsay, I know you hear me talking to you, man.
Leo causing a diversion here. Can you sit down, please? And just
Can I sit down?
Yeah.
Can I stretch a little bit?
Delirious. Lindsay back first on that ring frame, and Matt, not to be cliche, but certainly, yes, the hardest part of the ring. There's no give in it. Oh my
really
gosh.
close. This guy makes me really uneasy.
Be careful with that. Be careful with that.
Delirious with the middleweight title.
Joe, just watch yourself. He's
Yeah, I know. Delirious perhaps debating what to do with that title, and perhaps symbolically now dropping it in front of Lio Rush of all people as Delirious goes to take the fight, but Lindsay bridges the gap.
I'll take good care of it. Don't worry.
Well, you have in the past.
Look at that.
Damage to the back.
Lindsay's lower back, what we saw earlier out on the apron. And Delirious goes right to it. Say what you want about Delirious, but man, oh man, he knows what he's doing in there, Leo.
Champ's not looking too good right now.
Delirious has shut down that rapid-fire Lucha Libre offense of the reigning champion. There's a cover 2 count. Delirious, the 20-year veteran. I'm not really sure how the mind of Delirious works. Nobody is, but he prefers that methodical pace in here.
Leo, let me ask you a question. Sorry,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Rush. What did you bring to the title that Lindsay can't?
Prestige. But first off, at least you can see my face. You can see that I am a proud champion. This is the face of a coward to me, if you ask me.
You don't think there's a sense of pride that goes with the traditions of Lucha Libre, passed down from generation to generation?
Listen, I don't know anything about tradition with Lucha Libre. I know about me. I know what I bring to the table. I know what I'm capable of. And I know, like I said before, I am the greatest middleweight champion of all time. Let's say it simply doesn't compare.
Well, certainly, we know Leo has been spreading his brand of chaos all over the world.
I'm sorry to cut you off. That was clever right there. Grabbed his own pant to avoid Delirious grabbing the arm. Little things like that, Leo, you got to be impressed, man.
I mean, I got to say, Lindsay is one hell of a wrestler. He's smart. He's technical. He's got all the tools to be a champion, which he is. But can he stay the champ?
Right. Good point. Great point.
Delirious able to shut down that building of momentum. Lindsay kicking his legs, trying to get free from the fireman's carry. Series of standing side switches here. Both men looking for momentum.
Good fundamental technique using the back of the hand. And just like that, Delirious was smart to try to spin Lindsay, and now they're back again to the same spot. Leo, what are you seeing?
I see a bunch of dizzy idiots right now.
And Lindsay gets the foot up. Well, Delirious is one of those savants. I'm not sure what he understands.
That was pretty.
Cape Rada, nicely done.
Wow.
And Lindsay creates that distance and follows through. If the tempo can stay quick, it's advantage champion.
You know, I asked what Lindsay brings to the title. I think the answer is that unique Lucha Libre style.
And it's a hybrid style too, Matt, because Lindsay brings that power game with him.
And then there's that. Oh, get out of the way, ref. That's okay. Gotta keep going. Gotta keep going. Element of the fight.
Bad timing, bad opportunity, and maybe it's this man in his head.
Absolutely, great point.
Leo Rush grinning like a Cheshire cat out here. Watching on as Delirious with a panic attack in the corner. And those circumstances may be the reason a new middleweight champion is crowned. Delirious is looking for shadows over hell. That's it. We have a new middleweight champion. Delirious can roll Lindsay over.
Cross the river Styx. Oh.
Lindsay just survived. Delirious' trademark move. Can he hang in there and defend the middleweight title? We'll find out. Delirious is getting serious now. It was a tape and covering coming off. And Lindsay, great vertical lead.
Can he get him? Can he get him?
Up with a hurricane rod, 2 count only. Lindsay is so explosive. He can come at you from so many different directions, and that's reminiscent certainly of the style that I would think about when I think of Leo Rush.
Maybe a little cleaner. A little bit cleaner.
Perhaps. There's a handspring and pretty clean stunner by the legs of Lucha Libre.
Nice cover. Nice.
Oh. Near fall. And you can sense that sense of urgency in the body language, in the face of Lindsay Dorado.
Leo, you said cleaner. Are you implying that Lindsay is sloppy?
As of right now, he's not looking too flush to me. He's going for a high-risk move, and I don't know if this is too smart.
Lucha display as Lindsay soars with a plancha.
But at what cost to his own body?
That's always the question when it comes to those high-risk maneuvers. Lindsay spread out his body weight, got maximum impact off of that collision.
You know, Leo, you can play it cool, but I see you watching. You're a student of the game. I can see that you respect the fight.
I do. I respect what these guys are doing. I respect what they're putting their bodies through. But
I knew there was a but.
Always is, right?
these high-risk moves this late in the match.
I I mean, bottom line, Leo wouldn't be here if he didn't respect the competition. He knows MLW's a place to be to face the best. But you can tell Leo's got that swagger about him. He thinks he's a little bit better. On a counter, a shooting star press from way above. Lindsay retains the title.
Let me congratulate the champion. Let me congratulate him.
Well, Lindsay Dorado retains the middleweight title, and Leo Rush wants to be the man to present it, and I have an uneasy feeling.
Did you see the look in Frank Gastineau's eyes when he went to take the title? Leo said, no, I got it. Let's see this.
Because Frank knows, like we know.
Let this play out.
After an entire match of running their mouths, Leo not quick to relinquish physical possession.
Tells you how important that title is, what it can do for careers.
Leo held that title for 119 days once upon a time. And he does not feel he is done writing his legacy in the middleweight division. But right now, officially, it's Lindsay Dorado's time to carve his reputation.
The clock is ticking, Joe.
Because that's how he's acting here. With Lindsay's up to the head. And this does nothing to prove how great of a middleweight champion Leo was. This is the behavior of just the opposite. You've done enough, Leo. You've done enough.
Has he? Has he?
Yeah, he shouldn't even start. He shouldn't even been out here. And where's he going now with a middleweight title? That's not his property. He did nothing to earn this.
Why do you always sound so just
Thank
like...
you so much, gentlemen.
This is how Leo Rush is making a statement. You're smart, Joe.
Yes.
You get it. The outrage, the indignation, I get it. Leo Rush is now walking away with a prestigious prize. You don't think Lindsay now notices Leo?
I'm smart enough not to steal somebody else's property, A, because it proves nothing. It's not his. You ticked off the champion. Leo Rush just loves getting under people's skin.
Here we go, Joe Dombrowski's Moral and Ethical Hour, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in for more.
Listen, Matt, we can argue right versus wrong, but bottom line is, Leo Rush has made a statement that he intends to be MLW's funny-weight fighter once again. Wait, we understand there's commotion near the locker room. Do we have the camera? Oh no, that's Thomas Billington. Thomas Billington just had his teeth knocked out, and that's on Boomaye.